Now, installing apps. Now that we have seen how updates work within the Windows OS and for applications, let's take a look at installing new ones. So, first is Microsoft Store, from where you can download the applications. Provides a curated and safe option for installing apps to Windows, although it is not applicable by default on Windows Server. From the internet, in many environments, apps are installed by downloading an installer directly from a trusted vendor's website. They usually come in an .exe or .msi file and guide the user through the installation process. So we can download the applications through Microsoft Store, or the other option is go to a trusted website and download the setup of that file or software that you want to install on your PC. That will be a .exe file or can be a MSI file. So that's how you can download the softwares. Hands-on installation. Now we are going to do something which is installation maybe. Okay, great. Now you have a solid understanding of updating and installing new applications within a Windows environment. Let's get hands-on and install an app. With the TryHackMe onboarding folder on your desktop, you will find an installer named TryHackMe Welcome. Proceed by double-clicking the installer to start the installation process, then answer the first question of the task. So we have a note here. Feel free to click through the installation options. Remember that this is a virtual environment safe for testing and experimentation. After that, we have to do something that is uninstalling applications. Okay, so let me show you how you can install a setup. So let me go to that folder which is TryHackMe, and this is the setup that we are supposed to install. And here you can see TryHackMe onboarding version 1, and this is the path where this application is stored after installation. We should TryHackMe onboarding where should. So this is the path where this installation is going to happen. Let me press next, and you also change the installation folder by clicking on the browse button. And you can also create a desktop on the desktop by clicking next and checking that button. So it's telling us now that the destination location is this in program files in C drive, and it will create a shortcut on your desktop. So let me press on install, and you can see this is the new icon that we are seeing here. And if we uncheck this button, it will not launch it, but if we check this, it will quickly launch as we click on finish. So let's do that, and this will say welcome to the team, here is your flag. So this is the software all about, and the flag is THM your first day. Okay, so that's how you can install a app inside a Windows system. Now let's go back and see uninstalling applications. In a Windows environment, there are multiple ways to uninstall programs. Using the Microsoft Store for installed applications, add and remove program feature in your system settings, uninstall a program section of the control panel using a application's built-in uninstaller. So these are the four ways we can uninstall a installed application. So this is how you can do that by using the Microsoft Store, the left one. And here how you do that, just click on the application and press uninstall that application button. And through control panel, where you have to go is uninstall a program. And After clicking on that link, this will show you a list of applications that is currently installed in your system, and you can right click on that application and choose uninstall button, and that's how you can do that. Diving into settings. In the previous task, you explored the About Your PC section of Windows setting. Now we will take a closer look at the abundance of configurations available to us. There are two primary ways in which a Windows user can modify their environment. There are existing shortcuts for each of the tools below placed on your desktop. So the first is Windows setting, the second one is control panel, a modern centralized location for configuring system, device personalization, and security settings in Windows. Control panel, a legacy management interface that provides access to older system configuration tools still required for specific administrative tasks. Windows settings and the control panel enables you to view and modify how your Windows system operates. From these two applications, you can manage system preferences, including display and audio settings, user accounts, apps, network options, accessibility features, and security configuration. So, this is the Windows setting, and let me zoom it. So, this is the Windows setting that you can access through this button and press settings, just like that. And this is the control panel settings, a much more legacy way to show all the settings that you can control by your own. The next is Task Manager. Task Manager is a built-in Windows tool that allows you to monitor what is happening on your system in real time. It allows you to view running applications and background processes as well as check system performance, including CPU and memory usage. A shortcut to Task Manager has been placed on your workstation's desktop. So go ahead and open it now to view your currently running applications and check on your system's performance. So this is how a task manager looks like. Let me show you through that machine. Reconnecting to remote machine. So we have to wait for that. Let's go through these points. Task manager have five tabs to help you keep track of your system. We are up. So the first thing is processes, currently running applications and background processes and their resource usage. Performance, graphs and statistics for system resources such as CPU, memory, and network. Users, currently logged in users and used resources. Details, a more technical view of running processes, including system IDs or PIDs. Services, Windows services and their current status, running or stopped. So this is how a task manager looks like. Let me show you by using this PC. So here we have task manager icon. Let me double click on that. And this is the view that you are going to see if you double click on a task manager. So the first tab shows processes, and these are the processes that is running on this machine right now. And if you go to the performance tab, you can see that this CPU is 2.50 gigahertz and 3.9 GB of memory. And this is the Intel Xeon Platinum 8175M CPU. And this is the clock speed. You can see everything here. Users. So this will show the users that is currently on this machine and which is admin, and these are some of the processes that this administrator is using, and this is this process that is suspended and other are running. Now go to the details. So here you can see this is the process, this is the process ID that is 3996, its status is running. So the memory, this is the memory that this process is using right now, which is 3056 KB or approximately 3 MB, and this uses 4 MB approx, and you can end this process through end task here. Now let's go to the next step, which is services, and these are the services that you can see. Some of the services are in a running state and some of the services is stopped. So this is the view of a task manager. Now let's go back and native Windows security. Windows offers built-in security tools designed to help protect your system from threats such as malware, insecure applications, and unauthorized network access. These are enabled by default and allow to monitoring and control of your system's security. Windows security. The Windows Security application is your central dashboard for managing Windows built-in protection measures. It is divided into four main sections, each focusing on a different area of system security. So these are the four sections that you are seeing. First one is virus and threat protection, helps detect and remove malicious software using real-time protection and customizable scans. Firewall and network protection controls incoming and outgoing network traffic to help prevent unauthorized access. Apps and browser control protects users from potentially unsafe apps, files, and websites. Device security provides hardware based protections that help secure the system. Let's take a closer look at the virus and threat protection section of Windows Security on your workstation. Go ahead and open it up using the desktop shortcut or via the Start menu now. Next, we will run a custom scan of your onboarding folder to ensure that there are no malicious files present. So now we have to scan that folder. And what are the steps? So these are the steps. Open Windows Security using the shortcut on your desktop. Select the virus and threat protection section. Choose scan options. Select custom scan and scan now. Select the TryHackMe onboarding folder on your desktop as the target of your scan. And this is how we can do that. Virus protection, scan options, and scan now. And customs, we have to do custom scan in order to select a folder that we want to scan. So now let's do that. So where we have to go is Windows Security. This is the Windows Security. Let me double click on that icon, and it says okay. So here is the threat protection. Let me turn it on. Go inside it. Let me full screen that thing, and we have to go to the custom scan, and let's click on scan options. And after that we have to choose custom scan. You can choose whatever option you want for your PC, and then click scan now, and it will open up your file explorer. And from there we have to go to the desktop, select that folder and click on select folder button. Maybe you can also do that by right clicking on that folder and press scan. If this will give us the option to scan. No, so we have to do that from Windows setting. Let's wait for that. Your custom scan will have found a completely safe test file, and the process shows how Windows is capable of scanning for and detecting threats. Keep in mind that this is just one aspect of the security measure Windows has in place to help you secure your system. Go ahead and click See Details to navigate the file and answer the final question of the task. And this way, if you find any malicious file, you what you have to do is go to the Windows Defender options, and usually we have a drop down menu that will show the severity of the malicious file, and you can choose one of the options. And what we usually choose is quarantine, so that we can click on that radio button and start actions. This will remove the virus or any malicious file from your computer. Windows Defender Firewall. Windows Defender Firewall is a built-in firewall designed to protect your computer from unauthorized network traffic. It monitors network connections and applies rules that determine whether the connections are allowed or denied. The firewall operates on different network profiles, allowing you to create custom rules or specify applications that are permitted. Domain, private, and public. The first one is domain, used when a system is connected to an organization's domain network. Private, intended for trusted networks such as a home or lab environment. Public, used for untrusted networks such as public Wi-Fi. So if you can see, these are some of the things that we have just read, and these are the allowed apps. So if you go to system and security, Windows Defender Firewall, and you can allow and deny any app from here for private use or public use by choosing one of the check buttons on the right hand side and press OK. So we have the results. See the threat history, quarantine threats. So you can see that we have a malicious file and it's quarantined. And after quarantined, you can use restore and remove. So we want to remove that threat from our system, and we have done that. And it says now no threats found. Now let's go back. Checking out the advanced settings of Windows Defender Firewall, you can view 1. An overview of your firewall's inbound, outbound, and connection rules. A detailed view of each rule, including name, group, network profile, status, and action. Create new rules or filter for your current view. So you can create the inbound rules and outbound rules. You can select which application have access for incoming connections. If you want to block the incoming connection or outgoing connections for any application, you can choose inbound for incoming connection, and you can choose outbound for outgoing connection. So that's how you can use the inbound and outbound rules for any application. Use the TryHackMe welcome installer located within the TryHackMe onboarding folder. What is the flag value you receive after installing and running the application? And I completely forget that. So let me again do that. So that's the application. If we press next and launch that application, you can see your first day and exclamation mark. So THM curly braces, your first day, exclamation mark, and it's the correct answer. Navigate the time and language section of the Windows setting app. Which country or region is your computer currently set to? So if we search here, what we have to search here. So if we press settings here and press enter, it will show me these are the this is the option, that is time and language. And if we go inside that, you can see coordinated universal time, and this is the region that we have to go, and that shows United States. The answer is United States. Next question. Open the task manager on your workstation's desktop and navigate to the users tab. Which account is currently logged in? That we already saw, that will be administrator account, but let me show you one more time how you can do that. So let me go to the task manager by double clicking on that icon. Go to the users and you can see administrator. So administrator. After performing your current scan, click virus and that file and select C details. What is the file name shown in the affected items section? And we don't have that because we have removed that file just now. So let me see if we can get that file again, or we have to restart this machine. Now let's go to the threat and protection, and let me scan that again. I think quick scan, maybe that will show us our file again, but it won't because I just removed that file. Good job. So I think I have to restart that machine in order to get that file again. So I will use the power of video editing. So just wait for that and I will be back. So I have restarted that machine and that's the file that I wasn't supposed to remove without seeing the details of that file. So if we click on see details, and we have a lot of information, and what we are supposed to see and gather from that information is what is the file name shown in the affected items section. So this is the affected item, this section, and this is the file that is affected, which is TryHackMe, TryHackMe email doc.txt. Let me copy that and paste it here. So that's the file which is affected. And now we are okay to remove that. So if you see something like this, you can remove it from this section, which is remove all. Now let me close that and go back to our room. So this is the fourth task, which is conclusion. Let's quickly go through the wall of text. So what is the conclusion? Nicely done. You have reached the end of Windows Basics. In this room, you explored the fundamentals of the Windows operating system. You navigated the Windows interface, examined system properties, learned about application management, worked with files and folders, and managed security settings that make up a Windows environment. Through a hands on lab, you completed your first day at TryHackMe using the Windows Server 2019 operating system to read files, install programs, and run security scans on your new workstation. These skills form the foundation for both general system usage and deeper technical understanding later on in your learning and professional journey. So, these are the key terminologies that you are seeing here, and we also discussed those in our room that we have done just now. So, I think you know these terminologies, and further learning is Linux CLI basics and Windows CLI basics. And in this room, I just showed you how you can use Windows CLI to get out or see the content of the file, which is welcome.txt, and through the PowerShell. Basically, we used PowerShell in order to do that. But in these rooms, we are going to see much more in-depth command and advanced commands, and how we can navigate and use these commands in order to navigate and do stuff in your Windows machine or Linux machine using CLI, that is command line interface. So let me complete that room by clicking on that button, and it's done. So great work. We have completed that room, and you can share this achievement on your social media handles. But I want to go back to the dashboard. So maybe TryHackMe renewed that their path and added a new room, or done some changes on the first module that we have done already, and we are here. So what we are going to do next is Linux CLI basics, and that is my favorite part. We are going to use some Linux commands on Linux system. And you know that we have done network fundamentals, how web works, already done software basics. That will be our next module after that. So I hope you learn something from this video. And if you do learn something, leave a like and subscribe this channel so that I feel motivated in order to make new videos in future. So bye bye, take care and stay safe.